Spiritual development plays an important part in the making of a United States Marine. Lieutenant Brian J. Kramer, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy, will deliver the graduation prayer. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Let us pray. Gracious One, we are grateful that you will never leave us or forsake us, and for the strength your presence provides to us. For it was you who told us, when you go out against your enemies, do not be afraid, for I am with you. We are thankful today for these new Marines, for their perseverance. Fear not, new Marines, for you are part of the finest fighting force on earth, forged in fire, surrounded by the most capable warriors, and accompanied always by a holy presence. We are thankful today for the families and friends of these new Marines, for their love and support. Fear not, families and friends, for your freedoms and your lives are forever protected by these brave men, first to fight, most ready when the nation is least ready. We are thankful today for the drill instructors, for their leadership, discipline, and sacrifice. We thank them for instilling in these young men honor, courage, and commitment, values that forever remain woven into the fabric of every Marine. You prepared these men to be guardians of this great nation. Fear not, drill instructors, for you made Marines. Fear not, great nation of ours, for your protection lies in good hands. We fear not, for we know, O Great One, that you go with us always. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Officially formed in 1921, Marine Band San Diego has thrilled countless millions throughout the world with its inspiring renditions of traditional and contemporary music. Each member of the band has completed recruit training, maintains combat skills, and many have been on combat deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan, giving true meaning to the title, Marine Musicians. Marine Band San Diego is under the leadership of Chief Warrant Officer 2 Alex Pandos, Band Officer, and Master Sergeant Robert Merrican, Bandmaster. Today the band is led on the march by Gunnery Sergeant James Dempsey, Drum Major, and is under the direction of Chief Warrant Officer 2 Alex Pandos, Band Officer. The Commanding General, Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego, welcomes you to what is an historic event in the life of a Marine, their graduation from boot camp. Approximately 40 weeks each year for the past 99 years, new Marines have departed San Diego for service with units of the Marine Corps around the globe. The primary mission of the Recruit Depot is to provide basic training to recruits enlisted west of the Mississippi, which represents approximately 51% of all male applicants in the Marine Corps each year. The depot is also home to Recruiter School and Drill Instructor School. All our efforts here are geared toward one end, producing America's finest fighting force, the United States Marines. This morning, Company K, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Recruit Training Regiment, will form and march in the parade. Following the passing review, the graduating Marines will return front and center of the reviewing stand for final dismissal. The staff for today's parade is comprised of Marines from the Recruit Training Regiment. The commander of troops is Captain Thomas W. Tolston, Company Commander, Company K, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion. The parade adjutant is Captain Kenneth S. Bobby, Executive Officer, Company K, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion. The marching units are now being called to attention, and the adjutant's command, Sound Adjutant's Call, will begin today's parade. Marching in today's parade are 234 of the graduating Marines from Company K. Recruit training is comprised of subjects required to produce basic Marines who function effectively in garrison, are trained in rudimentary individual field and combat skills, and practice the personal and professional traits which distinguish them as Marines. Examples of these traits are discipline, the achievement of a state of discipline which shows respect for authority, instant and willing obedience to orders, and the self-reliance to maintain or improve those traits which exemplify a Marine. Military bearing, consistently demonstrating military presence and personal awareness, as well as the proper wearing and maintenance of uniforms. Esprit de Corps, acquiring the common spirit of the Marine Corps that inspires enthusiasm, devotion, pride, initiative, teamwork, aggressiveness, determination, moral courage, integrity, camaraderie, and the burning desire to work with and for others toward excellence in common goals. For 244 years, Marines have fought and won whenever and wherever the nation calls, in the harshest conditions, over the most brutal terrain, and against the most formidable enemies. Marines defend the ideals of freedom with grit and tenacity. Though battlefields change and capabilities evolve, history proves that true victory comes from the individual Marine with stilled resolve, the drive to overcome any obstacle, and the warrior spirit to fight on against all odds. It takes that steadfast faithfulness, semper fidelis to Corps, country, and each other that abounds throughout our storied legacy. Marines today remain in combat, forward deployed throughout the world, confronting every challenge with courage, loyalty, and faithfulness. They are resolved to be most ready when the nation is least ready. To defend freedom anytime and anywhere. To stand ready to aid those devastated by natural disasters. To pay tribute to those who have forged our proud legacy. And to honor the families and loved ones who faithfully stand beside us. For the Marines of Company K, today marks the end of the 14-week recruit training cycle. They have marched countless miles at Camp Pendleton and on this parade deck, and have been trained, as are all Marines, as basic riflemen. In addition, due to an intensive physical training program, their strength and endurance have doubled since their arrival aboard the recruit depot. They are Marines, qualified to take their places in the ranks of the world's finest fighting organization. The next portion of the ceremony will be the presentation of the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated. The parade adjutant now presents the assembly command to the commander of troops.
Sir, all present. Aye, aye, sir. Attention! Down! Order! Headquarters! Recruit 20 regiments! Marine Corps Recruit Depot! San Diego, California! 25 September 2020! Officer James is Captain Jones! Officer James Farrell is Captain Six! High order up! Back! Stand! Follow! Stand out! Contact free-for-all! Contact! Officer! Contact! March!
At the command, officers center march. All unit commanders and guidon bearers march to the front and center of the formation. Historically, it was at this point that commanding officers would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Following this, the unit leaders would face about, return to their units, and pass the information along to their Marines. Ladies and gentlemen, the battalion commander for 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Anthony P. Bariletti.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family across the internet, and distinguished guests. On behalf of the Commanding General of the Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego and the Western Recruiting Region, Brigadier General Heritage, and the Commanding Officer of the Recruit Training Regiment, Colonel Palmer, it's my privilege to welcome you, both physically and virtually, to the graduation ceremony for Company K. It's also my privilege to welcome today's parade viewing officer, Major Abdul Mack, whose impressive bio you will hear shortly. Major Mack, it's an absolute honor to have you here today. Now, excuse me a moment while I address our new Marines just one last time. Good morning, Marines. That was pure pride. Pride in yourselves and pride in the title that you have earned. And you should be proud. Because amongst you are some of the finest that this nation has to offer. You see, when you arrived here, you were young and fit, 18 years of age on average, and already in better shape than most of your peers. And we made you better. 99% of you are high school graduates, and 3 already have your college degrees. Further, you demonstrated a courage and a commitment that few of your peers can muster when you raised your right hand and took that solemn oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And you come from every corner of the globe, in this case from 8 different countries, with some coming from as far as the Philippines and Kenya, while others as close as right here in San Diego. But it was the pursuit of one goal that brought the 234 of you together. And that goal was to earn the title Marine. 3 months ago, you began our nation's most difficult entry-level training, and you arrived in your buses and stepped onto those historic yellow footprints. And over the course of the next 12 grueling weeks, your drill instructors forged you into a cohesive team of smartly disciplined, physically fit Marines, honing your minds and your bodies until you proved yourselves capable of marching long distances over mountainous terrain, carrying heavy loads on your back with little food or sleep, to always be where you were needed, when you needed to be there to accomplish the mission, and beginning the mindset of being the most ready when our nation is least ready. Throughout your time here, you are undoubtedly tested, trained and evaluated in the attributes that make our Marine Corps unique and deadly. We tested your minds and your bodies, developing within each of you a physical and mental toughness that would never quit or give up, despite the odds. We indoctrinated you in our core values of honor, courage, and commitment, building Marines of exemplary character in peace or at war. And we trained you in battlefield-tested warfighting techniques, so that when America calls, our Marine Corps will always win. And thanks to the highly skilled marksmanship instructors and weapons and field training battalion at Camp Pendleton, when you arrive at your objective, you are capable of delivering precision rifle fire against pinpoint targets at a staggering distance of 500 yards. And finally, we built small unit leaders out of each of you, training you to decide, act, and communicate with a bias for intelligent action, because that is what the future operating environment demands. And so now, having completed the longest, the toughest, and certainly the most demanding entry-level training in the world, you now stand ready to carry on the legacy of our Corps as our nation's naval expeditionary force in readiness, preparing to defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And when you first arrived here, we first offered you the challenge of becoming a Marine, I know the last thing on your mind was graduation. You were probably thinking, what in the heck have I got myself into? How do I get them to stop yelling at me? where you had a lot to learn, and many miles to run, and many challenges to overcome. But you did it. And you stand here today as America's newest Marines, and we're proud of you. But you should be proud of yourselves, because few can even attempt what you've accomplished. And when you eventually get home, people will notice the difference. Your friends will look up to you. And when they ask you how you did it, make sure you introduce them to your recruiter, because your drill instructors cannot wait to meet your friends. But you must always remember that with this new title comes new responsibility. The key strength of our Marine Corps is not found in our weapons or equipment, but in the strength, character, and warfighting spirit of the individual Marine. That's what matters most in combat, and that's what sets us apart. So remember that and hold on to it, because the world is a dangerous and chaotic place, and that's why we have you. So always remember that that eagle, globe, and anchor that we placed in your hands on top of the Reaper represents 244 years of Marines that have come before you. You must always remember to be worthy of that legacy and protect what you've earned. So on behalf of the officers, the drill instructors, and support personnel of the Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego, it's my privilege to be the first to wish you fair winds and following seas, Semper Fidelis, Marines, and welcome to the Corps.
Now taking his position in the reviewing area is today's parade reviewing officer, Major Abdul E. Mack. He is accompanied by Lieutenant Colonel Anthony P. Bariletti, Battalion Commander, 3rd Recruit Training Battalion. Major Abdul E. Mack. Major Mack enlisted in the Marine Corps in July 1994 and attended recruit training aboard Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina. Following graduation, he served as communications operator for 11 years and was selected for promotion to gunnery sergeant. In December 2005, Major Mack was commissioned as a second lieutenant and proceeded to graduate from the basic school. He subsequently received the MOS 0180 Adjutant Officer. Major Mack has served in a variety of challenging billets in numerous commands to include serving as an instructor for the Communications and Information Systems Officer Course, Battalion Communications Chief, and Regimental Radio Chief, Battalion Adjutant for Anti-Terrorism Battalion and 2nd Battalion, 9th Marines, 2nd Marine Division, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, Battalion Adjutant and Headquarters Company Commander for Headquarters and Service Battalion, Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, California, Marine Expeditionary Unit Manpower Officer for 15th Marine Expeditionary Unit, 1st Marine Division, Camp Pendleton, California. After graduating from the Command and Staff College in Quantico, Virginia, Major Mack reported to the 1st Marine Division and served as a Deputy AC/S G1. In June of 2019, Major Mack executed orders to Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, and currently serves as the Executive Officer for 2nd Recruit Training Battalion. Major Mack's personal decorations include the Meritorious Service Medal with 1 Gold Star in lieu of 2nd Award, the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal with 1 Gold Star in lieu of 2nd Award, the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal with 1 Gold Star in lieu of 2nd Award, and the Outstanding Military Volunteer Service Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Major Abdul E. Mack.
Morning, sir. Ready for it. Mark the command review. Aye, aye, sir.
More than 1 million Marines have been trained here in the past 99 years and have departed San Diego for combat in conflicts around the world, including places whose names are immediately associated with Marine courage and dedication. Names such as Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Iwo Jima, Busan, Incheon, Chosin Reservoir, Quezon, Hue City, Lebanon, Grenada, Panama, Kuwait, Somalia, Fallujah, Iraq, Marja, Afghanistan, and our most current operations worldwide. This parade deck is rich in history and tradition, and no Marine trained here ever forgets its sights and sounds. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander of Troops, Captain Thomas W. Tolston, Company Commander, and the battalion staff. Marine Band San Diego, Marine Corps Control, San Diego, California. Platoon 3230, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Enrique Gallardo. Platoon 3231, Senior Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Jesse L. Coffey. The Regimental Color Guard is led by Regimental Color Sergeant, Drill Instructor, Sergeant Patrick Hassick. Series 3233. Series Commander, First Lieutenant Courtney M. Stewart. Platoon 3233. Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Ashton M. Evans.
Ready!
Also, Platoon 3233 is the most physically fit Marine. Private First Class Jared S. Christensen. Platoon 3234. Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Christian A. Moreno. Also from Platoon 3234 is the Company High Shooter, Private First Class Julius D. Bishop. Platoon 3235. Senior Drill Instructor, Staff Sergeant Francisco A. Cortez. The Marines hymn has a history dating back to 1859. It is a long-standing tradition for Marines to face the direction of the music and stand at attention when it is heard. It is now directed that all Marines present and who have served honorably sing the words to the first verse as the Marine Band San Diego performs the Marines hymn. Will the guests please rise? Thank you. Please be seated.
Manuel, finish the stop. Aye, aye, sir. Down. Dismiss.
The next portion of the ceremony will be the traditional function of retiring the guidons. The guidons have been carried by the platoons throughout recruit training and are being retired to symbolize the disbanding of platoons. All similar units in the Marine Corps carry such guidons, which identify the unit and are a source of pride to each individual member. Note that the honor of carrying these guidons is bestowed upon those Marines who displayed outstanding leadership qualities, motivation, and character, and were selected as the platoon honor graduates. The guidons will now be returned to the drill instructors. Graduate for Platoon 3229 is Private First Class Armando M. Bajorquez from Whittier, California. The honor graduate for Platoon 3230 and also the series honor graduate is Private First Class Alejandro Quintero Jr. from Rosetta, California. The honor graduate for Platoon 3231 is Lance Corporal Kellen M. Hamilton from Tulsa, Oklahoma. The honor graduate for Platoon 3233 and also the company honor graduate is Lance Corporal Carter S. Buhite from Hemingford, Nebraska. Lance Corporal Buhite is also the recipient of the Chesty Puller Award for his outstanding meritorious performance while in recruit training. The honor graduate for Platoon 3234 is Private First Class Phoenix I. Gordon from Sweeney, Texas. And the honor graduate for Platoon 3235 is Private First Class Dylan E. Cox from Pratt, Kansas. Ladies and gentlemen, the honormen of Company K. Company First Sergeant will now give the command to the senior drill instructors to dismiss their platoons. Needless to say, this will be the most welcome command they have received throughout recruit training.
Senior drill instructor! Dismiss your platoon!
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's graduation ceremony. Thank you for attending.